Battlefield is a game that relies on teamwork.
All right, I'm tugging at Swigs. Protect me. Yep, coming in. You see him on the map? Look at the map.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Got him.
Nice, there you go. That's the power of tugging it.
How you play your class and contribute to your team's success is far more important than your skill with a gun. Every kill, gadget use, and dolphin dive onto an objective can help get your team to the victory screen, provided you do it with teamwork in mind. My name is Commissar Kai, and today I'm going to take y'all through every class and walk you through the basics. So even the most arthritis-addled battle dads can start contributing to their team's success and get promoted. First off, this ain't Call of Duty. Battlefield is a team game that heavily rewards cooperation and creative thinking. A single, well-coordinated squad can be the difference between victory and defeat by complementing each other's loadouts and equipment. Having your engineers push forward with armor, supports reviving teammates and tossing smokes, recons breaking stalemates with spotting, and assaults busting through to objectives is always going to be more effective than trying to nail the perfect clip on your own. Kills might look pretty on the scoreboard, but they mean very little compared to performing your job well and doing it together with your team. But the baseline for success and reveling in the good vibes of a well-coordinated squad is knowing how your class works, both on a personal level and as a part of a larger unit. Given what I've seen in my own matches, I'm going to assume that Battlefield players have a similar reading level to helldivers, preferring to eat their crayons rather than use them.
I have a gun.
Yes, you do, Swig! You do have a gun! So I'm not particularly surprised most players don't make the most of the tools they're given. Every class has their own unique skills that bring a lot of utility to a team, and it's these passive abilities that define a class just as much as the kit they can bring to a fight. We'll start off with the class I see misused the most. The Assault. Assault is the class a lot of players default to because of two reasons. It's the first class in the list, and it can carry multiple guns. But really, the Assault class has a vital role to play, and it all comes down to their signature abilities. The Adrenaline Injector heals you, dramatically boosts your sprint speed, reduces explosive and fire damage, and gives you a resistance to flash and stun grenades. But it seems like most of the noobs just use this as a pocket medic and neglect how it interacts with their role. When you stim yourself, the spirit of democracy briefly overtakes you. Damn it, wrong game. The spirit of the battlefield briefly overtakes you, granting you a massive increase to your speed. Doubly so if you stow your weapon and pull out your knife. This speed can be used to attack the flanks of the enemy, cross a street quickly, or to rush an objective so you can bravely hide in a corner. It does not make you less affected by lead injections or give you any kind of added durability. So keep this in mind when you choose to stim up and run directly at the enemy. Be brave, not stupid. Assault rifle proficiency does what it says. It makes you better at handling assault rifles. This increases your draw speed when swapping to your AR and lets you fire quicker after sprinting. I'm no bucket colonel, but even I know this is not quite as useful as it sounds. If you're sprinting at the enemy watching a fire lane, a quicker draw is not going to save you. ARs are powerful guns though, so having a little boost to them is nice. But if you prefer SMGs, shotguns, or DMRs, don't be afraid to take them. The Assault's signature trait is mission focused. Damn, that's ironic. And it lets you clear objectives and arm explosives faster. Since escalation, conquest, and breakthrough all rely on capping points as quickly as possible, this is one of the best traits in the game, as long as you play the objective. Otherwise, it's completely useless. Every class also comes with a training path. Training paths are a set of passive benefits that give you little bonuses. Most of them are not that important, so I'll only point out the ones that matter. For Assault, the Breacher path lets you move faster while shooting, gives you an extra grenade, and a faster reload speed on grenade launchers and incendiary shotguns. Hopefully now you understand why I don't care about these. Some of them suck. Your ultimate ability is triggered after scoring enough points. For the Assault class, you get Rally Squad, which lets you share your motivation in a tube with the rest of your squad, giving you all the zoomies and letting you extend the effect with kills. It's basically your over-the-top button.
It's basically World War I trench warfare.
This is where I've always wanted to die.
I won't bother going too deep into weapon selection since honestly it doesn't matter that much. Use what you're comfortable with. ARs synergize well with your kit, but if you want to bring an SMG or a DMR and pair it with a shotgun, feel free. Gadgets on the other hand are important to how a class performs, and the Assault class gets some good ones. The most important ones though are your Assault Ladder and your Deploy Beacon. You can give one of these up for a second primary or a grenade launcher, just be mindful that you are trading utility for more damage potential. The Assault Ladder is a rat's best friend. You can use this to quickly make make a ramp for your team, letting all of you access lanes of attack that are otherwise unavailable, but it truly shines when you embrace your inner rat and ladder hop up to places you couldn't normally reach. To do this, just place your ladder down, climb up a ledge, and pick your ladder back up. Doing this, you can scurry your way up even the tallest structures, provided the ladder has somewhere to go. Doing this can provide you access to some truly horrendous angles on objectives that will leave the enemy cursing your name for the rest of the match. You can also combine this rat-like behavior with the other keystone of your kit, the Q-Link 6 deploy beacon. This home satellite network lets you and your squad respawn wherever you place it on the battlefield. Hacking the enemy Wi-Fi for free Netflix lets you pop out soldiers from weird angles, letting you hide with your buddies on a rooftop or in a crate to really annoy the enemy.
Hi, Jazz.
Hi there.
How'd you get in here?
The door in front of you.
You fit?
Okay. Okay.
Or you can set up a flank to blindside the enemy with continuous assaults. Finally, you have the weapon sling, which does allow you to take an extra primary from the DMR, SMGs, and shotgun categories. This will give you extra firepower, but it does dramatically reduce the ammo you can carry for each weapon. So make sure you have a plan if you forgo one of your other gadgets for more guns. As an assault player, you are the tip of the spear. You decide where the battle happens and where it shifts. Other classes support in their own way, but the decisions you make on assault can shift a losing situation into a winning one. Or if you misuse the class and chase kills all day, your team can quickly run out of steam, especially if a push is faltering.
Oh my god, dude, so many kills.
I killed a lot of people. You know, we can just cut it before we lose.
Next on the list, we have the Engineer.
Dude, I only learned about the spirit of Jamshed yesterday, so I'm looking forward.
Oh, my son. Death to the metal birds of the infidels.
Death to the turtles of the infidels.
The Engineer is Inja here to channel the spirit of Jamshed and walk boldly onto the field. Cracking armor, bringing down buildings, and laying mines everywhere to stall out enemy advances is how an Engineer pushes their team down the road to victory. Your only job is to keep your armor rolling and make the enemy armor fear to tread on your soil. Armored support is massively important for pushing or holding objectives, but just like in real life, armor without infantry support is vulnerable. Every Engineer and Recon on the enemy team is going to be gunning for your metal turtle, and it's your job to keep them from succeeding. To help you do this, you get the repair tool. This can obviously repair things, but it can also be used to dismantle enemy armor, burn through players, or dispose of mines laying in the path of your armor. You can also pull it out to gain the maximum sprint speed, making it easier to bring Sledgehammer with the Engineer class compared to others. For your weapon, you get SMG proficiency, and in this case, it's actually pretty useful. While you're keeping your metal turtles in top shape, you'll often find enemy soldiers trying to peel you off like a democratic tick. Being able to quickly swap to SMGs, which are deadly in close-range gunfights, and hip fire with improved accuracy is a benefit you shouldn't ignore. Your last perk is Mechanized Infantry. This one lets you take less explosive damage while you're polishing your turtle, and prevents enemy soldiers from strategically transferring your equipment to an alternate location while you're in the gunner's seat. When you're repairing a vehicle, both effects stay active at the same time. The default training path is anti-armor, which does exactly what it says. This path gives you more rockets, makes enemy vehicles harder to repair, and lets you reload your launchers faster. But your ultimate ability, Thermal Overdrive, lets you channel your inner welder and annoy everyone with $54 an hour perfect welds. God, welders are like vegans. Even if you didn't ask, they'll be sure to tell you. But this ability lets you repair things 50% faster for 10 seconds, which is good to have when your tank is taking a pounding. Your gadgets are pretty straightforward, with half of them being different flavors of rocket launcher. Each of these has their own strengths, but the main one that you care about is the RPG-7V2. This classic weapon of purging the infidel metal birds hits incredibly hard against both air and ground targets, and it doesn't require a lock-on. Because it's a dumb rocket, it is also the easiest to land hits on the weak points of vehicles. Plus, you can use it to blow up cover that a camper is sitting behind. The other important gadgets are your mines. The M15 anti-vehicle mine is easy to litter the roadways with, and it hits harder than any launcher when it goes off. The downside is that the enemy either has to run into it, or you have to lay it on a tank and smack it with your sledgehammer to ensure a kill. The acoustic sensor AV mine and the M4A1 slam are both easier to hide in sneaky spots and are much harder to spot unless armor is really paying attention. Whatever mine you choose, make sure you're laying them down, since they do not despawn when you die. Finally, engineers are the only class with access to the anti-vehicle grenade. This thing is similar to an impact grenade from helldivers, but with a focus on blowing up armor. It doesn't do a ton of damage unless you hit the top or rear of a tank, but stacking these with your Spirit of Jamshid will allow you to crack open armor a lot faster. Engineers are probably the most single-minded class, but they play a vital role on the battlefield. Well-supported and piloted armor can change the course of a match in an instant, and games are largely won or lost based on which team can keep their armor rolling. So turn your brain off and make the enemy tanks fear you. Next, we have the homemaker of the squad, the support class.
Now it's a home.
Now it's a home. I like homemaker sweeps.
Supports are the lifeblood of a team. They keep the squad filled up on ammo and get the wounded back in the fight. A good support player channels their inner private DOS, forgoing kills in favor of rushing through smoke to revive their team and laying down cover to push the advance forward. If engineers are zeroed in on armor, then a good support is laser focused on keeping their team alive, resupplied, and in the fight. Your signature gadget is the supply bag. This is basically a Walmart stuffed into a sack. It gives nearby teammates ammo, resupplies their gadgets, and regenerates health with its snack pouch. You should be throwing these everywhere and on cooldown, since anyone pinging a need for ammo will get a notification of nearby supply bags. Supports are proficient with LMGs, but like the assault class, this is not always the best weapon to choose. LMGs have a slow draw speed and benefit the most from sitting in prepared positions. So being able to sprint with them out and having a faster transition to aiming down sights isn't always as useful as packing a much faster or more maneuverable carbine or SMG. This class's signature trait is field sustainment, which lets your allies grab health packs off you. This is nice to have, but it's hardly the make or break perk of the class. Your training path is combat medic, which is actually very powerful. Defense focused lets teammates resupply their gadgets 25% faster, improves anti-rocket and anti-grenade gadgets, and makes your deployable cover a little bit more durable. Revive recovery triggers passive health regeneration when you zap the life back into someone, and urgent aid lets you drag downed soldiers faster and revive them substantially quicker. This last one is incredible, and I hardly see anyone use it. Every game is going to have dozens of situations where dragging a teammate out of the line of fire before reviving them is much more effective than farming them for points by zapping them while they're actively being shot at. Your ultimate ability is Restock Allies. Wow, Dice, we couldn't have come up with a better name. This turns you into a walking supply bag and lets you drag revive teammates at a blistering pace, so use it for big pushes. For gadgets, you'll want the Power Pulse Defibrillator for zapping the freedom back into your team. This one is basically mandatory, since without it, you cannot revive large numbers of friendlies. But don't forget to drag people out of the line of fire whenever possible. Don't farm your team for XP.
It's coming from the McSwoogs, although there's a guy in this dumpster. I'm still dead. He's still in there.
For your second choice, you have some options. The mortar will let you smoke rats out of their hulls, but just be warned. As a Recon main, whenever I see these on the field, you're getting a Ukrainian telegram. Recon drones can detonate the shell inside your tube and send you flying. The GPDIS will let you stop enemies from noob-tubing whatever rat hole you've set up in, while the MPAPS will stop missiles, mortars, and even tank shells from cracking your armor or bringing down your favorite hidey hole. But my favorite gadget to run is the deployable cover. This will let you make your kill nest a kill home.
We'll make this nest a home.
Yes. You need a Swigs
I'm just
to
gonna do
turn a
assault
nest
things.
Into a home.
I'm a little homemaker over here. I got my little supplies. I'm cooking for you. I got
Holy shit.
setting up a wall.
Gay relationship between Kai and Swigs confirmed.
They were roommates.
But it also helps with pushing onto objectives or briefly shutting down a line of sight onto an objective. Support is the only class with access to smoke grenades, which are by far the most important grenades in the game. They let you push onto objectives, they shut down sniper nests, render enemy cover moot, and provide a screen for you to res your team, all while looking like the Angel of Mercy. If you really want to make the enemy team hate you, Throw these at choke points or at enemy positions. They'll either have to wait out the smoke or move from their cover to get line of sight on your soldiers. Support is not about killing. You only fire your weapon if it means saving another life. But if you play this role well, nothing is more satisfying. You frustrate the enemy at every turn and drive your team ever forward into glory. When you pick this class, you're not playing for yourself. You dedicate all that you are to making sure the job gets done. Now, Recon gets a bad reputation.
It's going to be a class guide.
And yet, you have played nothing but Recon this game.
Well, that's because I wanted a good Recon game.
True
My
Recon
last one.
player, am I right?
My last
Recon players, am I
Shut
right?
up, you don't even know the meme!
Like, at least assault mains will, like, acknowledge the fact that they're assault mains, but you call somebody a Recon main and they act like you called them a slur.
Yeah, who else is gonna
I'm
be
not
the
knowing
iPad
that.
kid for everybody?
Oh, God!
We need iPad kids in the army.
This class has earned the stereotype of the useless sniper trying to nail TikTok clips instead of actually helping the team. But Recon is so much more than a sniper. They're the ones that break sieges and stalemates by giving info to their team and countering enemy snipers that are locking down areas of the map. Plus, they can be a real threat to vehicles.
Assault buff, assault buff, assault buff.
You turtle! I killed it!
Holy shit! Dude, huge!
The Recon's signature gadget is the motion sensor, or TUGS.
Hey, I'm tugging it.
Not on my Minecraft Christian.
Not on my Christian Minecraft server.
This beauty sets up practically anywhere and gives a bubble of detection for you and your team. Tugging it in a corner and watching an angle can frustrate and horrify the enemy team, which is just one of the ways a close-up recon can be useful. This is especially good when you're on comms with your squad, since you can easily call out when an enemy is about to peek and let them get the first shot off. Your signature weapon is... sniper rifle proficiency. This one is very strong, making sniper rifles much more effective with better accuracy, reduced sway, and quicker rechambering between shots. But it also reinforces the idea that a recon should be sniping. But unless you have a solid vantage point on an objective or find a good angle to spot out enemies, sniping for kills is about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. Far more important than your weapon choice is your signature trait, passive spotting. This trait defines the recon class since it allows you to spot enemies simply by aiming at them with a weapon. This works whether you're using a sniper rifle, SMG, or even a pistol. So keeping yourself alive and spotting is important for performing your role well. Your default training path is sniper. God damn it, DICE, can we please stop reinforcing the sniper role with this class? I get it, sniping is good, especially if you're someone like Grandpa Gaming, but everyone should learn how to be a useful recon before they learn to be a useful sniper. Make the default Spec Ops, damn it. Anyway, your training path nets you confirmed kill, which makes it impossible to revive someone that's been headshot by your sniper rifle. Target acquired lets you spot enemies by damaging them, and improved perception is actually useful, increasing the range that you can spot enemies with passive spotting and making the effect last 3 seconds longer. Recon gets access to some of the most impactful gadgets though, which is why this class is my favorite, if you couldn't tell already. Laser designators help your team lock onto enemy armor, anti-personnel mines can make your sniper nest a little more secure or watch your back while you creep towards an objective, and C4 makes you the only other class besides the engineer which can effectively deal with tanks. It's also extremely useful for flushing enemies out of cover or bringing a building down on someone's head. But the real star of the Recon's kit is the XFGM-6D Recon drone. This thing is amazing. It lets you spot the entire battlefield with its thermal optics, it can destroy enemy equipment, and is by far the best way to deal with mortars. But the ability to spot an entire enemy army or guiding a teammate through to an objective is the reason Recon is the best class for breaking stalemates. It's also super newbie friendly, since you get tons of points and intel on where the enemy is hiding. A good Recon player knows when to snipe, when to hide, and when to spot. They wait for their moment to shine and take out key targets so their team can push forward. When played right, this class can be the most influential for chasing that victory screen. But when played wrong, it is by far the most useless. So don't chill in the back tugging it all mission. Get in there and do your job, soldier. Battlefield 6 has been such a breakout success because it's taken the chance on community. It trusted that gamers everywhere wanted to feel like even if they couldn't be a movement demon or control recoil like Shroud, they could still play a vital role in a squad and earn that victory. Encouraging teamwork and making distinct classes with their own strengths and weaknesses has fostered a community that knows glory is not just for the unemployed. enjoyed. It's for everyone that wants to band together and overcome the impossible. I'd love to keep making content on this game, so let me know what y'all want to see next. I still have a lot to learn about mastering the battlefield, and I want to share that journey of growth with y'all. But until next time, this is Commissar Kai, signing out.
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna be setting up my tugs at D.
You're gonna be tugging it.
I'm gonna be tugging it at D, Swigs.
He's tugging his D.